welcome back to another edition of the I Prefer the 80s and 90s Sports Podcast over Today's Sports. It's a podcast, a editorial as to why I prefer sports of yesterday, more than I do today. Today's topic, someone might say I'm picking on people who play sports today. And they might be right. Might be right because I heard something yesterday that triggered me again. I've never understood why athletes today complain about everything, about how hard it is to win, how hard it is to compete, how hard it is to play their sports. And I find that shocking. You know why I find that shocking? I find that shocking because so many of us want to be them. And this isn't just from today. I would say this kind of started in like the 2000s when Jack Nicklaus had a conversation with Rory McIlroy. And Jack said to Rory, how can you shoot a 63, 65 and the next day shoot a 78, 71? And then the next week you don't make the cut. And Rory dropped his head a little bit, as he always does. You know, he makes you feel bad because you're criticizing him. And Rory flat out said, golf ain't my life, homie. I don't play golf for my life. I have other interests. I play soccer with my friends. Got a great girlfriend. You know, golf ain't my life. And I've always been shocked by that statement until I heard today's statement made by Jon Rahm, another golfer, complaining about how hard it is to play the FedEx Cup, to win the FedEx Cup, all these things, and how hard it is. First and foremost, nothing in life is easy. Getting through a day is really hard because days are 24 hours. Yes, we sleep for a lot of it. Not a lot of it. We sleep for like a quarter of it at most. And we don't have to fulfill, we fulfill a portion of our day's lives, whatever that means. Work, get home, feeding yourself, and go to sleep and do it again the next day. So when I hear an athlete say it's so hard, I get mad. I get mad because athletes today make more money than ever before. Athletes today were supposed to be the evolution next rung in the hierarchy in athletes, where we would have athletes that were so superior to previous generations that their assessments of life in sports would transcend, would basically trample anything of any generation could ever say. And it's not the case at all. They complain about everything. Teams complain about everything. Can't play my guy, he's got to have load management. Announcers, oh my God. I'm watching a baseball show earlier today, and I was watching a game the other night. Well, the same premise was being talked about, how the Atlanta Braves should be praised because their main core players play every day or making it their business to play every day. And I'm stunned by that. Because isn't that the reason why you play sports? To play every day? You play to win the games? And to hear announcers make it a big deal that players play every day. Cal Ripken Jr. didn't think about not playing. People in that era, the 80s and 90s, didn't think about not playing. Because if you thought that you're not going to play, you were worried you're going to lose your spot, even if you were the guy or the gal. And today, everything is so hard. That is why they created Live Golf, as I've said before in other podcasts, because they didn't want to play. Tennis players don't want to play because it's too hard. It's hard going week to week, winning money. And that's the funniest thing to me because Barry frickin' Bonds has been trashed all over the media because of alleged steroid use. But Barry frickin' Bonds worked out every frickin' day. People went to work out with him and said, I can't work out with him. That dude's crazy. Jerry Rice had that mountain he used to run up, that hill. Walter Payton had that hill. Michael Jordan would go to the gym at 5 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning to work out. Kobe Bryant, the story of him and the Olympic team. The Olympic team wanted to go out, celebrate, be happy. They got to the new country, they qualified. Kobe's at the gym practicing, at the gym working out, and they're all looking at him like, where are you coming from? He's like, the gym. Then all of a sudden they start working out together at the gym, and then they go and win a gold medal. That is what these athletes are supposed to do. And yes, there are total anomalies. Love Lawrence Taylor. I think he's the greatest football player ever to live. I've never heard any stories about Lawrence Taylor working out, working hard. But I've heard stories where Lawrence Taylor would sleep during meetings and not be paying attention to the meetings, and he'd get to the game on Sunday, and Belichick would come to him and be like, what did you see out there? What are we supposed to do there? And he would, word for word, know exactly what he was supposed to do and even give them ideas as to how to do it better. Dennis Rodman would party, smoke cigars, but Dennis Rodman was a phenomenal freak. He could run for days. He probably could run from New York to Los Angeles. I've never heard so many people complain about how hard it is. Because the ultimate goal is what y'all achieve. That's why these athletes all continue to get hurt. Michael Jordan had 9 years in the NBA where he played 82 games, plus playoffs, which made it almost over 100 a few times. And never complained about playing. And I'm so sick of hearing people complaining about playing when there's so many people in this country who are struggling, who are working jobs, who don't make money to equal what they put in. And these guys play baseball, football, basketball, golf, tennis, soccer, and they give us 5 months a year of their time and have 7 months to F off. And oh, by the way, they're getting paid $40 million a season. And now how dare some of them say they don't have enough money to feed their kids? How dare some of them have the nerve to say, well, it might say we make $40 million, But after taxes, after we pay our managers, after we pay our this, that, and the other thing, it's about like 14 million. My bad. I have never made more than $18,000 in a year. And you're telling me that you can't feed your kids? I don't have a job right now and I still pay child support. I've been doing it for 3 years. So don't give me that bull. That stuff is hard. I want to hear, if you lose, take it on the chin and say we lost. If you're tired, you know what? You make enough money that if you can't play in a tennis tournament or a golf tournament that you are required to because you are physically tired and the league or the rules say you have to play, I think you could suck it up and say, you know what? Fine, I'll pay the fine. Like Rory did. But you're supposed to be professional athletes. You're supposed to be putting yourself in the shape, and the mindset, and the commitment for whether it's 6 months, 8 months, to be within your sport. Which if it's year round, a lot of baseball players, after the season's over, they go to Puerto Rico, they go to Dominican Republic, they go to Mexico, they go play in leagues to continue to hone their skills. Basketball players, everyone's got basketball camps, everyone's got benefit games or games where they're playing money to raise money for communities and cancer and research and all kinds of stuff and playing for their country. It's what you sign up for. It's what you did when you were in college and you played all those times, you carried your golf bag around. It's what got you to be who you are today. You'll cry about it? If it's too much, do what Tony Finau does. Tony Finau's got 6 kids. And he brings the kids with him on the tour. He ain't making Jon Rahm's money. He's not making Tiger Woods money. He's not making Rory money. He doesn't have many to any sponsors that I'm aware of. But they pack up that bus and they go to every golf tournament as a family. If that's your reason, and you're like, well, I don't get to see my kids, pack your family up and take them with you. You're not a swinger. You ain't out trying to get none. You got a wife, got kids. But stop complaining about stuff is hard. That's the difference. That is supposedly the difference between you and me. Period. And until y'all get that, until y'all realize that, I will continue to bash this generation in sports. Because the bottom line is, you're supposed to be better than all of us combined. I'll never forget, a few years ago, CBS did a thing where Chris O'Donnell and Ken Griffey Jr. played against Tiger Woods in a charity match. And they made Tiger Woods have to use different clubs to hit shots. Had to use a baseball bat to hit a shot. Granted, it was fun, but you do what you're supposed to do and do what you gotta do, because that's why you're a pro and I'm not. I'm Richard Harris. Suck it up.